Have you ever wondered why some women choose to live alone? No boyfriend, no husband, not even the faintest sign that they're searching for one. From the outside, people often assume it's loneliness, heartbreak, or simply lack of choice. But the truth runs much deeper and far more unsettling. When a woman chooses solitude, she is not lost. She is finding herself. And this journey of self-discovery does not come with applause, approval, or admiration. It arrives quietly, wrapped in silence, in strength, and in a freedom that society has yet to understand. She is not lonely. She is selective. She's not cold. She is simply exhausted from pouring herself into people who never valued her warmth. And that's what unsettles others. A woman who does not need love to feel complete disrupts everything we've been taught about what a woman should be. Carl Jung once said, "What we deny in ourselves becomes the shadow." In many ways, women who live alone mirror that collective shadow. They do not shout for love. They whisper it through their choices. They do not perform for attention. They retreat to protect their peace. They are less concerned with charming princes and more devoted to safeguarding their own serenity. Her solitude is not a prison. It is a sanctuary. Within it, she faces the wounds of childhood, the scars of false love, the echoes of abandonment. She heals not from open wounds, but from scars that have already closed. People may confuse her silence with emptiness, but in reality, it is fertile ground where inner strength takes root. She once loved until she lost herself. She once begged for scraps of affection, but disappointment carved wisdom from her pain. What you now see is not coldness. It is emotional maturity. She no longer chases promises. She values presence. She does not need to be rescued. She simply wants to be seen. And when a woman becomes whole, she unsettles the world. Some admire her, others fear her, because she embodies a truth many cannot accept. A woman does not need anyone to complete her. She stands radiant, not because someone saved her, but because she saved herself. Living alone, for her, is not failure. It is a vow of loyalty to her own soul. And if love does come, it will not arrive as rescue, but as celebration. Because the greatest love she has ever found is the one within herself. A woman who lives alone, without a boyfriend, is not lost. She operates on a different level, where nothing is begged for, only chosen, where approval is unnecessary and only presence matters. That is why she is often judged, criticized, or labeled. Yet behind what seems like absence lies a powerful presence that challenges emotional norms. She does not seek love to fill a void. She seeks love that will not make her smaller. Until that love arrives, she remains whole, unshaken, complete. Her silence is not emptiness, but a sanctuary. She has not built walls to shut out the world, but to protect herself from losing who she is. As Carl Jung said, what we refuse to face within ourselves, we project onto others. Perhaps that is why many mistake her solitude for loneliness. In truth, her quiet is fertile ground for self-discovery. She turns inward, facing the shadows, childhood wounds, unspoken abandonment, false loves disguised as care. Her choice to live alone does not come from an open wound, but from a scar already healed. A woman who lives alone, without a boyfriend, is not lost. She operates on a different level, where nothing is begged for, only chosen, where approval is unnecessary and only presence matters. That is why she is often judged, criticized, or labeled. Yet behind what seems like absence lies a powerful presence that challenges emotional norms. She does not seek love to fill a void. She seeks love that will not make her smaller. Until that love arrives, she remains whole, unshaken, complete. Her silence is not emptiness, but a sanctuary. She has not built walls to shut out the world, but to protect herself from losing who she is. As Carl Jung said, what we refuse to face within ourselves, we project onto others. Perhaps that is why many mistake her solitude for loneliness. In truth, her quiet is fertile ground for self-discovery. She turns inward, facing the shadows, childhood wounds, unspoken abandonment, false loves disguised as care. Her choice to live alone does not come from an open wound, but from a scar already healed. She has not stopped believing in love. She has only stopped accepting the kind of love others name as such. But that only makes her smaller. This woman has known chaos. She once loved until she lost herself. She once gave too much. She once begged for scraps of affection that were never worth it. But then she awakened, not in a single flash of light, but through a series of disappointments that stopped wounding and started teaching. What you see now is not coldness. It is emotional maturity, and that maturity unsettles many because it demands presence, depth, and truth. She no longer seeks companionship just to fill a void. She seeks reciprocity, no longer drawn to promises but to real presence. To some, she may seem distant, not because she is unreachable, but because she refuses to be rescued. What she wants is simply to be seen. When a woman becomes whole, she stirs two extremes: admiration from those who are also searching for wholeness, and fear from those who still live in lack, waiting for someone else to make them complete. Nowadays, many women choose to live alone. No boyfriend, no husband, and not even the slightest sign that they are looking for a relationship. Outsiders are often quick to label them lonely, lacking options, or heartbroken. But the truth lies in a deeper and more unsettling place, one that shatters traditional molds of what a woman's role should be. Because when a woman chooses to live alone, she is not lost. On the contrary, she is finding herself. This journey does not come with applause, loud approval, social media likes, or admiration from others. It arrives in silence, resilience, and a kind of freedom society is not yet ready to accept. No, she is not lonely. She is simply selective. She is not cold, but tired of giving too much, of burning brightly for those who never wish to feel her warmth. What unsettles others is the image of a woman who does not need a relationship to feel whole. Such a woman disrupts the logic of control, dismantles the myth of emotional dependence, and exposes a difficult truth. Most men do not know what to do with a woman who does not need to be rescued. And even many women are still learning to recognize themselves in that silent yet powerful mirror. Psychologist Carl Jung once said, "What we deny in ourselves becomes the shadow." In many ways, the woman who lives alone embodies that collective shadow. She represents a dream many secretly long for, yet few are brave enough to live. She does not shout for love. She whispers it through her choices. She does not perform for attention. She withdraws to protect herself. She is no longer concerned with charming princes, but instead seeks the peace within her own being. That is why her existence confuses society. In a world that constantly urges people to pair up, to settle down quickly with someone, she has discovered the immense strength of being with herself. This woman understands that her worth does not come from having someone by her side. She does not need approval to feel valuable. She knows love, if it comes, must be chosen, not begged for. And it is this independence that makes others both admire and fear her, for it challenges the old beliefs that have lasted for centuries. And maybe that's the message for all of us. The greatest love we will ever find begins within ourselves. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next video.